It's better.
That's beautiful. Sorry.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andy Rice and I live in South Africa, and in the front here is my business partner, Les Sharp. We're both new really to the water business, but not new to the branding and marketing business. That's where we've built our, we laughingly call our careers over the last several years in advertising and branding. The first thing to understand is that South Africa is a big place. It's about 1.2 million square kilometres. So it's a large country, and for that reason it's mostly empty. And that's a typical landscape that you'll see in South Africa, because that's the way it is. And it's all about remoteness, really. That lone tree there is on the farm that the water source is on as well. And the typical landscape that we face is, because the farm itself is quite large. It's about 3,000 acres. But the farm itself is in a larger area, an area called Otto's-Hoop. And Otto's-Hoop is almost a ghost town. It's the only habitation in the area. It's the only real place in about 121,000 acres. It has a population of just over 200 people. So the impact of humanity on this part of the world is low, to say the least. And that in turn, Otto's-Hoop in turn, is part of an area called the Mariko Biosphere region, and that is a cool 1.1 million acres. So this is in a part of South Africa getting towards the Botswana border. It's in a province called Northwest Province, northwest of Johannesburg, more west than north. And once you get to the Botswana border, beyond that is the Kalahari Desert. So we're kind of in fairly remote stuff by any standards. And remoteness, therefore, is a key to what we want our brand to convey. And I want to read you quickly a little manifesto that we wrote, an attempt to capture some of the emotion and some of the differentiation of Primal as a brand. So forgive me while I just read this. We call it water from the middle of nowhere. Remoteness is good. Remoteness means pristine, untouched, no interference with the natural order of things. Yet African remoteness is even better. It is a wilder kind of remoteness, purer than you can imagine, with a stillness that is always breathtaking no matter how many times you experience it. Our water comes from this kind of remote African wilderness, from beyond even the back of beyond, which must be why it took so long to find our artesian aquifer, hidden in dolomitic rock formations, since it was created by volcanic eruptions thousands of millennia ago. Then, under those dramatic African landscapes, our water lay tranquil, gently absorbing essential minerals until it achieved the perfect balance of purity and refreshment. And that's precisely how we bring it to you. Bottled directly at source, we allow nothing to alter the authentic taste of an unchanging and unmatched water, the perfect champion of our extraordinary continent. Primal artesian water was, is, and always will be. So that manifesto is what we've created to try and capture the spirit of the brand. And everything we do, everything that we add, every business opportunity that we explore is done in the context of, does it live up to this manifesto? Is it building the brand as we have created it? So I'd like to go through just some of the specifics of the brand to give you a little bit more than this huge macro environment. Oops, environment. So this is what we're introducing. We're introducing Primal Artesian Water, available in still. We don't have a sparkling variant at the moment, and it's, as I say, it's from an artesian aquifer. We pump it straight out of the aquifer. No environmental contact, no exposure to any possible pollutants. 1 litre and 500 ml pack sizes is what we have at the moment. Both in PET, although very high quality PET. A lot of people look at that and think it's glass and only realise it's PET when they get close to it. The bottle shape's an deliberately intriguing, asymmetrical, one-drop shoulder. Les designed this to try and evoke some of the memories of other hand-blown bottles. In this area, the one thing that Otto's-Hoop had as a moment briefly of excitement 100 or so years ago was a gold rush. the gold rush that ultimately was abbreviated when Johannesburg, and which is quite a long way away, took over in terms of being the gold centre of Africa. But we wanted to evoke the memory of those simple hand-blown bottles that are still found lying around Ottershoek in the bush, in the veldt, because of the heritage of the miners and the gold rush speculators who went there in the late 19th century. And we love that kind of sense of modernity and traditional hand-blown crafting of bottles. This is the kind of landscape I'm talking about, and I want to run through very quickly. So if you were to come to our farm and wander around and look, these are kind of the things you would see. This is pristine bush. It's a fantastic part of the world. There is just nothing for miles and miles and miles. That's what the true African environment is about, in my opinion. These are the kind of animals that you'll find on the farm. All of these photographs are taken on the farm. Those are hemsbok, kind of oryx, indigenous to southern Africa and Namibia. I think you can guess what those are, fairly common, but these are wild herds on the farm. We have blue wildebeest. We have my close cousins, the giraffes. We have buffalo. These are disease-free, TB-resistant buffalo. I'd like you perhaps to guess what one of those might go for at auction. How about $2,000? $200,000? How about $2 million per head? That's how extraordinarily pure and the strain of these species is so valuable because of the pristine environment in which they've been brought up. This is a large dam fed by the same aquifer. There is a bottling plant on the farm. It has been there for a short while. Modest in capacity, but quite modern in capabilities. We're going to be adding a glass filling capability to it sometime in the future. Perhaps the only bottling plant in the world under a thatched roof, I would guess. But inside, you've just seen a very modern Italian Filmatic, I think is the brand name. And the brand itself, very quickly, I think I'm going to get abbreviated by Michael shortly. We've always worked on the basis that there are four things that a good, strong brand needs. It needs a story, and we think that the story of our location and our history is a strong one. We think that the whole primal concept gives us something to talk about, something to make sure that we really do deliver. We need a quality product, obviously, intrinsically. So what we've got is a still water, artesian water from an aquifer. It's got a middle level of TDS, about 320 TDS, has a relatively neutral pH factor of a little over 7.2, 7.3, I think it is. So, and generally speaking, those who know and who have a better palate than I tell us it's a really good quality water. We're very confident that the water itself intrinsically is good. We have a presence in terms of the packaging design. It looks good on shelf. It's unique. It's not another bottle from a bottle supplier. It's something that really does have things going. So intrinsics, the story, the presence. What we are still working on is our route to market, and that's why any advice we can get from you experts today would be extremely valuable. Our route to market. We know what we want. We're not in a position to manage a host of small, regionalized, localized partners. We really do want to find that we can get a partner on board who can give us some real clout and substance and handle many of the things that we're not so experienced in. But that's the brand. We feel we have those three things in place. We really look forward to hearing the expertise from you guys as to what you would consider to be the kind of route to market that this brand can deliver. So I squeezed in under the 10-minute mark, did I, Michael? Thank you very much indeed, and we look forward to hearing from you.